Hello, my friends, back with your weekly dose of print and play contest entrants to the Board Game Geek 2020 competition. This week, interestingly enough, we all pick our games separately, and this week we all picked four very different types of games. So check out the other channels for it's amazing the entries that are in this contest right now. So Matt ended up doing a game called DNGN, Dungeon, right? And it is a diceless, tile-based dungeon crawl game. Looks super cool, very minimalistic style, and it has campaigns, and it's a very big, robust game. Looks like a lot of fun. On the other end of the spectrum, Veselko picked Griffhold Tower, which is similar to Palm Island, if you guys are aware of that one. It only has 18 cards. They're played entirely from your hand. No components, no table space required. So pretty much the exact opposite of DNGN. And Dmitry, the newest member of our gang, he picked a game called, I kid you not, Get to the Choppa. And this game looks hilarious. It's a dice game, and you have crash land. Your military troop has crash landed in a jungle, and you are confronted with every type of jungle trope you can think of. You have drug lords, you have aliens, you have UFOs, I think you even have dinosaurs, and you're trying to get to the Choppa to get out of there. Looks, just based on the hilarious trope alone, I would play that game. Go check him out, see what he came up with. However, I was tempted by a game called Unsuspected, and this is a deduction memory game. And just for the record, I have a terrible memory, so don't expect much out of me. The reason I picked this was because of the puns. I know I'm a simple girl and I fall for a pun every single time. You can, however, I should say, play this game without printing out any cards at all. Yes, you can play it with a standard 52 card playing deck with a little bit of editing of the cards. So the designer, Ifix Y Santif, I'll link all of the stuff below for how you can get the cards if you want to print them, or if you want to play the alternative method using just plain old playing cards. You can do that as well. Deduction memory game. So what's happening? Well, we have these 7 lovely suspects ranging from serial killer to guilty party. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's why I picked it. Just right there. And one of these 7 has committed an atrocious crime, and we must figure out which one it is. And we're going to do that through playing some cards and trying to remember what we've been played. The way the game plays is simple enough. We're going to set up our little deck of guilty people, and the name of the game is we have to figure out who is on the bottom. So they cut the deck. We're going to play all of our cards, try and remember who's been played, who hasn't been played, and when the moment comes, we have to guess which one of these are guilty. We reveal the bottom card to find out, did we pick Sociopath? If we did, we win. If we didn't, we lose. Super simple game. On its face, you need a good memory, or. There are lots. What's another thing I like about this game? He is developing a lot of different sort of alternative ways to play. If you don't have a great memory, you can cheat a little bit. If you do have a great memory, you can make it a little harder. He already has some expansions out, so there's a lot going on in this game. A couple of little special ability cards that will shuffle in as well. So, how do you play? Simple enough. You take your little deck of cards and give them a good little shuffle. You lay out your 7 suspects and your 3 time tokens. Suspects have 2 colors, gray and colored. If they're colored, it means we're still investigating them. If we decided that Barry D. Evidence definitely didn't do it, we can turn him to a gray side, which means we are committed to saying he is not on the bottom of the deck, all right? Once we have all but 1 turned over, we check the bottom card. If we're wrong, we lose. There's a couple of other win-loss conditions, we'll get into them, but that's sort of the basics. We have 3 time tokens. If we ever get jammed up, we can discard a time token to give us a little more breathing space. And that's pretty much it. So let me shuffle these up and get started setting up the deck. First things first is we're going to make 4 piles of 7 cards. Easy enough. So once we have our 4 little piles set up here, we're going to take the 5 sort of wild cards, I guess you could call them, give them a good shuffle here, and we're going to put 1 into the first 3 piles. So 1, 2, 3. The other 2 we're not going to use for this game. And we're going to give these 3 little piles a quick shuffle. Okay, so once we've done that, we want to stack the deck, all right? This is the bottom of the deck, this is the top of the deck. So we're going to go like this, 1, 2, 3, and turn the deck over. Remember, we're trying to guess this card on the bottom. And because I find I tend to move things around, this card sometimes peeks out. So what I'm going to do is simply, see if I can make room here, take this bottom card and set them up top. That way, if the deck slides about, I don't accidentally see it. And this is our draw pile for the game. The first thing we're gonna do is draw 5 cards. Easy enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, we drew right up one of our specials. You may flip a suspect card up or down. Well, it's gonna be great at the end of the game, but let's put it aside for now. And let's talk about the different suits of this game. So obviously we have the, the face card, which is the little cute suspects. And every adorable suspect has 4 different suit cards. And in fact, I happened to be able to see all of them right here. Hats, magnifying glass, fingerprints, and footprints. And they're divided into 2 separate categories. I think of these as the evidence group, and these are the sleuth group. So every little character card will have one of these suits. So for example, for Sociopath, Sociopath will have a magnifying glass, a hat, a fingerprint, and a footprint, all right? And we're trying, of course, to figure out which one is left in the game. The fingerprint and footprint cards and the sleuth cards all have different abilities. And I wish the game came with some kind of a reference card. So what I might try doing is sticking one down here in the corner for you all, because man, I can't ever remember what I'm supposed to do with all these different cards. So having a little reference card would have been really helpful. Basically, you're going to, on your turn, play 1 or 2 cards, all right? The deciding factor is if you have cards that match. So for my opening hand of 5 cards here, I don't have any matches. All of my little characters are different. So on my turn, I'm only going to be able to play 1 card. If I had 2 that matched up, I could play both. And playing a card this turn has an effect depending on your suit, and it also dictates how many cards you must play next turn. All right, so how does that look like? Well, are my 3 little tokens up here? Got them? Okay. If you play a single card this turn, all right, let's say we decide to lead with Sociopath. If we play a single card this turn, next turn we must play 2 cards, okay? And that's kind of where we're at for this turn. I don't have any matching characters, so I'm definitely going to be playing a singleton, which means next turn I definitely have to play 2 cards. And to remember that, I made my own little 1-2 token just because my memory is bad. Why am I playing a game about memory with a bad memory? We're not going to talk about that, all right? We're just going to play the game. So I know next turn I'm going to have to play 2 cards. I know I'm going to have no pairs, which means I'm going to have to lose some time. It is what it is. So let's focus instead on the abilities that these cards give us. Magnifier glass means if it is played, you must flip one of these cards to its unsuspected side. This early in the game, don't really know who that would be, so I probably don't want to play a magnifying glass. Footprints by themselves have no effect. It's not enough evidence to really catch anyone, and it doesn't really help you out, but it doesn't hurt you. Fingerprints, however, are wonderful cards. If you play a fingerprint, you get to draw 2 cards instead of 1. And we're desperately hoping for a match. So let's do that. Let's say that Juanita Accident, let's play her fingerprint card. Makes her less of a suspect as well. And draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Ah, we got lucky here. I'm going to just keep that one out of my hand for a moment. We drew 2 Sophie cards. We must play 2 cards. Fabulous. We got away with it. So we know that we're going to be playing 2 Sophie cards. The first Sophie path card is a magnifier glass. So we must turn one of these over. And since we have 2 Sophies in our hands, I'm going to say, let's make Sophie not it for now. For now. All right. Just for now. However, we're also going to play a footprint card. Now, remember when I said in the beginning, if you play 1 card, you must play 2 cards? Well, guess what? If you play 2 cards and your suits are from different categories, you only have to play 1 card next turn. What are the categories again? Reference card, or in your little head. Evidence, which is footprints and fingerprints, is 1 type. And sleuth cards, hats, and magnifying glasses are the other. So we managed to play 2 different types, which means we only have to play 1 card next turn, which is great. All right, so we're going to draw 1 card. Now we have to play 1 card. Now, again, I can see the problem, right? I am going to have no pairs, even if I draw Sophiopath here. I'm going to have no pairs. So let's go for playing a single card. Let's make it a serial killer. All right. So now we've played one serial killer and 1 Juanita Accident. We got to remember that. Okay. Played our single. Because it was a fingerprint, though, we get to draw 2. And here's hoping we get lucky. 1, 2. We didn't get lucky. Okay. So we don't have a pair. And we must play 2. So what happens there? In that case, we lose a bit of time. And if we ever can't pay for time, we lose the game. When you can't play and you discard a time token, you're allowed to draw up to 5 cards, which we already have, and you get to lead anything you want. So we get to lead anything we want. And we know we're going to pick up another serial killer. Ooh, okay. So we'll have a pair for next turn. So we can lead a singleton. And let's lead a guilty party. All right. The reason I'm going to do that is because I'm okay turning over serial killer, since we know we're going to get 2 of them. Next turn we're going to have to play 2 cards, but we're okay with that. So let's draw up. And yes, there she is, our serial killer. We're going to play 2 cards. We're going to play a... who do we want to play? Well, we know we have to play the magnifier, and this is kind of a pain because we have to flip a suspect down. So far we've played, I guess we'll go for Anna Marie. We'll say she's out of the running, maybe. And we're going to play a footprint. Footprints don't give us an ability, but we've managed to play 2 different groups, so we only have to play 1 card next turn. Okay, so let's pull her. Ooh, so that was actually a good call on our part, because now we can see that little Miss Serial Killer, her little hat's on top, so there's a very good chance she's not it. Again, I don't have any matches coming down the pike, so to help me out here, I'm going to play a singleton, which means I have to play 2 next turn, but because it's a fingerprint, I get to draw 2. So hopefully I get a match here, and I do. Whoo, whoo, buried evidence came up. All right, Barry, let's go. So we're going to play 2 berries. A hat means if we had a magnifying glass on top, we could flip some of these cards back, but we don't. And I'm going to play a footprint. Again, they're 2 different groupings, evidence and sleuth, so I only have to play 1 card next turn, which is great. So let's pull our little hat. Ooh, and coming up is an informant. Okay, so I have to play one card, and I can tell you right now I'm not going to get a double. Darn it, darn it, darn it. So what are we going to do? I guess we're going to have to lose some time here. Let's play our little old lady, who we know is definitely not it. We'll get her out of the running. Next turn I have to play 2 cards. And the informant says, immediately draw and inspect 3 cards. Return them to the deduction deck in any order. All right, so we're going to look at the next 3. 1, 2, 3. I need this one because I've totally forgotten what's in there. And I definitely want her on top. Ooh, and I want him on top too. Okay. Ooh, okay, so let's put him back in this order, I guess. 1, 2, 3. And we get to draw our card. Boom. We have to play 2 cards. Not a problem. We have 2 matches of, what's her name? Anime of the State. Anime of the State, I get it now. So let's play hers. The hat says if we have a magnifier on top, we can flip people. We don't. The footprint has no ability, but we've managed to play 2 different groups, so we only have to play 1 card. Great. Pull a card. All right. We only have to play 1 card, so let's play Examine the Evidence Pile, because I've kind of forgotten where we are. This is where my terrible memory just doesn't work out. So let's examine the evidence pile, shall we? Okay, so real quick, we have all 4 of sociopath out. So we know sociopath is not it. Boom. We have 3 right now of enemy of the state. So there's a very good chance that she is also not it. Boom. Okay, who is this little girl? This was serial killer. Serial killer has 2 plus 1 in hand, so very good chance serial killer is not it. Next, so who are we looking at here? So buried the evidence has 2. Hyde has 2. And Juanita and Guilty Party are our most, okay, so these are the most suspect, and these guys only have 2. Okay, we can remember that. All right, so let's turn over our evidence pile. Since I only played 1 card, I have to play 2 cards next turn. And boom, we can do that. We can just do that. Oh, darn it. Let's play our 2 cards. We're going to play the hat for Hyde. All right. We're going to play the magnifying glass for Hyde. And I know it's one of these 2. Let's go with Hyde for now. Let's go with Barry, because that way they're all in a row. Unfortunately, these are both sleuth cards, so we don't get the bonus of only having to play 1 card next round. Next round we will have to play 2, and we're not going to be able to do that. That's all right. So we'll draw up our little girl here, and so we know she is definitely not it. We have to play 2 cards. We can't, so we're going to lose a time token. We're going to drop to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we can lead with anything we want. All right, so we know she's innocent. Wow, Guilty Party. Guilty Party got guilty really fast because we now have 3 of him. Okay, so Juanita's looking like our girl here. And, yep, okay. So we can play anything we want. Let's play, I could play these 2. I think I might think I might do that. Let's play these two. We're going to play the hat for serial killer, who we know it's not, and the fingerprint. The reason I want to do that is I get to draw 2 cards, 1, 2, and I only have to play 1 card next turn. Okay. Ooh, double guilty Juanitas. And double guilty gills. Oh my gosh. Another berry and another hide. We are exactly tied. We're so close to figuring this out. All right, so I only have to play 1 card. So let's play a single berry, which means I have to play 2, but I get to draw 2 cards. 1, 2. Ooh, okay, okay. So I think that's the 4th berry. So I think he's out. I think that's the 4th hide. So I think it's between these 2. So I would like to flip hide over. I have to play 2 cards. All right, I can do this. I have to play 2 cards. So let's play 1 Juanita and flip hide. Let's play 1 matching footprint, which means we only have to play 1. So let's draw 1. Ooh, and it's guilty party. Okay, so I think it's Juanita. I think Juanita's our girl. So let's go all in. Oh, have I done this right? This is when my terrible memory will come back to bite me. But let's play 1 card. And let's flip guilty party. So we have committed ourselves. We have eliminated all of our suspects except for Juanita. Moment of truth. Let's see how we did. It is Juanita. Woof! We found our suspect. Hey, my memory wasn't so garbo after all. No, this card saved us. We're not gonna lie. This card saved us. So that's a real quick playthrough of how to play this cute little memory game. Like I said, you can play it with regular cards if you like. The better your memory, the better you will be. There are a ton of expansions that the designer has come up with to sort of, you know, add some more variety to the game. You can make it a little bit harder by taking out some cards as well. Again, I would love to have a reference card for this. I think that would make life a lot easier. Aside from that, I think this is a really fun little memory card game. Remember, you could play it with a regular deck of playing cards as well if you so desire. So this is Unsuspected for you. We did a good job though and found the guilty party. No, it wasn't, sorry. We figured out it was not an accident and Juanita actually did it. All right, my friends, I hope you're enjoying these playthroughs. Tune in next week for another entry into this wonderful little board game geek contest, and go visit my friends and see the type of videos they put out as well. Catch you next time. Bye.